Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing an album review of Hamasaki Ayumi's album A1. And this was actually a request by ooogligliooo. And I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. I will put that name in the comments below. So thank you for requesting this album. I have been wanting to do a review of this one, so let's go ahead and get started. Track 1 is A Bell. And this is the introductory track, so there's no lyrics here. And it starts off with such a gentle melody here, and it's so beautiful with this piano. And I really do love instrumentals. If you guys have watched my previous reviews on singles or albums, you should know by now that I absolutely adore instrumentals. I listen to a lot of this type of stuff when I study, just because I cannot study for the life of me to have a song that's got lyrics, because I'm going to start singing along. It's just the way I am. But this song is so beautiful. It's just so calming and gentle as it rolls into what's going to be coming up with the next track, which is something that we're not expecting at all. But this is, I thought, was a really great introduction, and it really sets the mood and the theme for this album as a whole, not necessarily going into the next song, but it really does set the mood for, I feel like, just the emotion and the theme that I get from the rest of this album. 2 is Warning. And this is not what you're ready for after you just listen to such a beautiful classical sounding introduction to this album. And for this to be the first song right off the bat, I mean, she comes in with a bang, that's for sure. I have to say that I was not disappointed at all with this song. It's actually really good. And I do get confused still, because I know she's, like, I don't know if she's supposed to be saying la la la, because it's always lie, lie, la, lie. And I don't know. I guess that's one of the few things that bothers me. But this song I thought was very well put together, and just the beat with the guitar in the back and just the, you know, the rock sound, it's so good, and it just really keeps you entertained. Like, there's not a boring moment in this entire song for me. It kept my attention the whole time, and I didn't want this song to end. I was just jamming out to the song the first time I heard it. So she came in and she killed it right from the get-go here. 3 is No Future. And this song starts out really interesting. You can hear, I mean, it probably sounds stupid when I call it futuristic sounds, but it's just something that's different. And I don't necessarily know the instruments behind it, but it sets the mood. When I read the title that says No Future, immediately I'm thinking this is something that's going to be a powerful song. And the way that it starts out like this makes it have such an epic feel. And so once it goes through that introduction part, we go here where she picks up with the lyrics. And while this isn't the most most creative song I've ever heard, I really enjoy this song because the title, No Future, and the message that she's singing about, and the beat, it goes perfectly with what is trying to be said here. And she's discussing how there's no future with this person no matter what she does. And it's just such a powerful song when you look at it from that aspect, and almost as if she's having a conversation with herself. And I love that. I just felt like it was such a good way to go in to the next track from going from Warning, because you can't really get much higher than Warning for like a rock song, so we have to bring it down a little bit for what's to come for the rest of the tracks that we're going to get to. 4 is Anything for You, and this was actually a really beautiful ballad song, and I don't want to call it a sad song, but it's not technically a happy song. She's simply singing about how she would literally give up everything, anything and everything, for this one person because of how much love she has for them. And I mean, there's a lot of songs out there that are like this, and the melody for it with the piano, the violin, the instrumentals here are just very, very gorgeous, and I thought they were very well composed and put together. So I definitely give her points for that. However, the way that the song is sung, it doesn't really change. And one of the things that really put me off was when I saw that it's a 6-minute song. I mean, a ballad, usually those are, you know, around 4 to 5 minutes, and but for 6 minutes, that's a really long ballad. But surprisingly, when I listened to this the first time, it didn't even feel like 6 minutes to me. Like, it literally felt like a 4-minute song, just because the song, I feel like it kind of keeps you guessing, even if the sound of it's kind of repetitive. That probably makes no sense at all, and I'm probably not explaining that to you guys very well, so forgive me for that. But it is a really good, gentle song. I do skip past this one quite often just because I'm not always 100% in the mood for it, but it does pick up when it hits the chorus, which that's my favorite part of this whole song, is when it hits that chorus. And it just sounds so much more beautiful and epic. And her vocals, she did such a good job with keeping them soft and gentle here. And this is the part where it's picking up in the chorus that I really do enjoy. It adds so much more texture to this song, and I really do appreciate that. 5 is Last Minute, and I cannot get enough of this song. This, I like it even more than Warning. It is so beautiful, and this is one of the most flawless songs that I've ever heard from Hamasaki Ayumi. And in her voice here, she sounds so, like, it's so raw and so emotional. And I love hearing that from any artist. Like, it just makes a song that much more powerful. Because regardless, no matter who an artist is, there's always going to be some imperfection in a voice. It's just the way our vocal cords are. It's just the way our human nature and our human body is. And so the fact that I can hear a little bit of that inflection, which creates that raw, emotional, powerful sense, makes this song so much more beautiful. And I absolutely adore it. And how it starts off with that gentle piano, it just makes this song. And then we bring a guitar in right here as she starts to go into the first chorus. So it's keeping it soft and gentle, but then it does pick up once we hit the next part. And just hear that voice. Like, you can just see, like, sense her singing her heart out. And just the lyrics again, I thought she did such a great job with them here. It just creates that atmosphere that she's trying to maintain with the theme of this album. But right here, this is where we start going into that guitar, and it's so good. Like, I can't explain to you, never stress to you guys enough how much I love this song. Like, this is literally a fantastic piece. Like, she could not have done anything better than this. This was definitely a flawless piece. I cannot pick out anything that is wrong about this or bad. There is nothing bad about this song. If you listen to any track on this album, I would suggest you listen to Last Minute. It is absolutely flawless. 6 is Zuto, which translates to forever. And this song, again, we go into a ballad, which a lot of people, I think, didn't like this album in full because they felt it was just full of so many ballads. Which, yes, it does have more gentle and softer songs. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I felt like it was a good move on her part because we get to see a more mature and emotional side to her, which we don't always get. And this song is, again, it's another beautiful message. If you look at the whole lyrics translation of this song, it really is gorgeous. And just how she's talking about, like, forever. She would love to be able to give her love to someone, and it's just, it's got a sad sense behind it. Like, the way she's singing it, like, it's got a sad undertone to it that you can hear it. But I love the chorus where she starts singing Zuto, Zuto, like, it's so beautiful. And the vocals, like, she does such a great job in keeping her vocals very smooth, and the transitions from a lower part into a higher range right here in this chorus. It's so beautiful. And so I give her so much credit for doing such a great job with this song. It's a very emotional, strong ballad, and I love this one so much more than Anything for You. I think it's a much better put together song. 7 is Out of Control, and I love this song too. And I don't know if I can explain this one to you quite as much, why I love it, but I'll give it a shot. Just the beat with this song and the melody. There's something about it that just really stands out to me, and I think I actually might like this song a little bit more than Last Minute, which that's saying a lot because Last Minute is incredible. But I think it's just the way she sings the song and the rhythm with it, and when it hits the chorus, I just, in my head, like, I can picture this whole thing happening for, I don't know, that sounds stupid, like I can't explain it very well. The way she picks up the song with her vocals, it just creates such a different type of a theme that I can envision. And it makes that song very powerful for me. In the lyrics of this song, I love how she's talking about how, you know, she's going out of control. She loves this person so much, but the fact that it's just not working, that she wants to get past them, she wants to move on, but she can't. And she's out of control because of how her emotions are. And it's, this chorus is just, it's so flawless again and beautiful. And I'm sorry if I'm using that term a lot, but this really is a really powerful, fantastic song if you listen to it in that context. So this album, if you really look at the lyrics translations for all of these songs, you will find a better way to enjoy these songs. I guarantee it. There's a really good message behind a lot of these songs. 8 is Story. And this is another slower song. And I felt like this seemed and kind of sounded like a previous song that I'd heard from a previous album. It didn't really stand out to me, but this song is still really beautiful because, again, obviously the song's called Story, so as she's singing this, she is telling a story about what happened. And it's very gentle, but it does pick up. It's definitely not my favorite song. It's not in my top list of favorites, but it is a good one. I don't have a lot to say about this just because I don't have much to dissect on it. There's not parts that are horrible. It's not really my type of song. 9 is The Gift. This is probably my least favorite song on this entire album. There's nothing memorable about the song in general. The music video for it was very cute, where it's like a wedding day and she's talking about the gift and the love and like all the things that come with being in love like that. And it's got a good message behind it. But it's just not a very catchy, good song. Doesn't stand out. There's nothing super unique about it. She does have a really good vocal inflection when she hits a really high note in here, which I did enjoy. But other than that, I pretty much skip past this song every single time. 10 is The Show Must Go On. And the first time I listened to this and I heard this, I was like, oh, well, this is starting out a little bit different. Like, I feel like this is going to build up into something even more epic than it sounds. And I will admit that this song's kind of confusing for me to an extent, just because of how it goes straight from this chorus of and then the way that the rest of the verses go is just very different, which the chorus is here. But I do enjoy the chorus. I think it is really good. But it's not like the best song that I've ever heard from her. But it just has such a transition. I'm not really a fan of the note where she's yelling right here. I hate that yeah. I feel like she's really straining her vocals and it just doesn't, I don't know, I just feel like it just doesn't go with the song very well. But once it goes into the actual verses, the mood of the song kind of changes, and I wasn't quite ready for it. And I'll admit to you, when I first listened to this and I saw the title as The Show Must Go On, immediately I think of Moulin Rouge when they're singing the song, The Show Must Go On, and like the guy is singing that. It's literally what I thought about. I was like, oh, this is going to be like the best song. If it's going to be anything like Moulin Rouge was with that. And then it completely just changed just here. So it goes from this really high, intense, upbeat chorus down to a very slow verse. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes it's hard for me to transition between this on this song, but I do enjoy it. I have to be in the right mood for this song though. I do like that part though. I love that. I think that's really creative and really beautiful there. 11 is Walk. And this song, while being another ballad, which we have had quite a bit of those on this album, I found the song to be really beautiful. And this song is probably the one that I feel like she mostly is having a conversation with herself, just talking in third person about herself and her own life. And I really did enjoy that aspect of it because it makes it more epic when I feel like when I put it in that sense where she's conversing with herself, because we all look at our J-pop artists, that are our favorites, and we praise them for their great music, and we look at them as a music artist. But at the end of the day, they're still just a regular person, just like you or me. And I feel like that's really important to remember. So to hear an artist sing a song like this, where it seems much more personal, as if they're speaking to themselves, asking themselves these questions about their own lives, I feel like it's such a way of them opening up to let us grow closer to them. Because they are a regular person. They go through ups and downs, depressing times, great times. We're all human and we go through it. And so I really found that to be a very beautiful aspect that I could get and feel from this song. And here it's going to go into the chorus where it's just, it really picks up here. And it gets higher. It's just a beautiful, it really flows very well. So definitely full points on this song as well. 12 is Moving On Without You. And this is a cover song of Hikaru Utada's song. And I haven't listened to that song yet from Utada's, and I do plan on doing that at some point. But my thoughts on this, I like this song sometimes and other times I don't. I just feel like this song, it doesn't fit in with today's music in a sense to me. And so I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. Like, I think it's good sometimes, then sometimes I don't like it. That's probably a really horrible way of explaining it to you guys, but I don't know. It doesn't stand out to me. It's not something that I like want to listen to again and again. It reminds me kind of something from like the late 90s or early 2000s, and I don't know if that's what bothers me. I can't say. I honestly don't even understand it to tell you myself, but there are some good parts about it. It might be the way her voice sounds. Like I think it's auto-tuned a bit, and it sounds a little bit odd to me, so, but sorry. Anyways, that's really all I have to say about that song. So all in all, my thoughts of the A1 album, I thought she actually did a really good job with most of the tracks. Like I said, there are a couple in there that I'm not a huge fan of, but honestly, for Hamasaki Ayumi, I thought that this was a really great release for her, because I know there's a lot of people who have been fans with her for a really long time, you know, since her Duty album in those earlier years. And what's funny is how most of them seem to hate all her new material. However, I, on the other hand, I am actually finding myself starting to enjoy her later works a lot more than her earlier works, which I haven't gotten to listen to all her earlier works. It just kind of depends on my mood or, you know, what type of thing I want to listen to at the time. But this A1 album I felt was a very, very mature difference from her previous albums. And some people I think are just hating that aspect, that regardless, she is growing. Like, she's in her late 30s, she's getting older, she's starting to understand some things that maybe she didn't understand when she was in her early 20s when she was an artist. And so she's wanting to sing about a little bit more meaningful things. And I found that the lyrics for the songs, even if you didn't think that maybe the melodies or the rhythms were fantastic and their most, you know, original, regardless, I felt that the lyrics were very, very deep and very emotional and very close to her heart. And so I thought she really did an excellent job with the lyrics for these songs and the beautiful melodies that were associated with it. And so I really do appreciate this album. It's probably definitely right now currently one of my more favorite of her albums. And so I will put a list below in the information of this video so that you guys can see what my top 5 favorite tracks from this album are. So definitely give those a try if you haven't listened to it. And please definitely, guys, if you've got recommendations for other albums from any J-pop or K-pop artists that you'd like for me to review and check out, please put that down below in the comments and keep me posted. And also put down below what your thoughts are on this album. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, since I feel like there's such a divide with this album and with the new one that just came out, the Made in Japan album. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.